Now I would like to give the floor to the distinguished representative of Ukraine, His Excellency Kostyantin Grищенко, Minister of Foreign Affairs.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to echo the words of appreciation and thanks to the Irish Chairman in office, in particular to the Minister for Foreign Affairs and Trade, Mr. Eamon Gilmore, and his dedicated team for their excellent leadership over the past year and for the warm hospitality that we enjoy here in Dublin. Our organization takes pride in being a unique regional forum for security dialogue and cooperation between nations with different geographic, historical, political, and cultural background, covering the vast area from Vancouver to Vladivostok. Ukraine is strongly committed to the principles and values of the OSCE and highly appreciates the important role of our organization in ensuring security and stability in our region. We believe that through joint efforts and the political will of all participating states, the capacity of the OSCE to address existing and new security challenges can be further enhanced. As the future OSCE chair, Ukraine will do its utmost to facilitate achievement of this goal. Mr. Chairman, translation into reality of Astana Summit's call for establishing a security community requires continuous engagement, coordinated efforts, and persistence in implementing our commitments. It equally calls for strategic guidelines, which are defined in the Helsinki Plus 40 concept and could chart the direction of which all participating states agree to move on. Trust, confidence, and reconciliation among the participating states are essential for this process to become sustainable. The biggest threat to regional security and stability is continued existence in our area of protracted conflicts and risks of their possible escalation. Despite the efforts of the OSCE community over the past 2 decades, no tangible results have been achieved in resolution of these conflicts. Helping the parties in finding a peaceful political solution should remain the highest priority of the OSCE, the chairmanship in office, and for all participating states. We must also enhance our efforts to further strengthen capacity and effectiveness of the OSCE in all elements of the conflict cycle. As a state guarantor and co-mediator in the Transnistrian settlement process, Ukraine welcomes the progress achieved by Chisinau and Tiraspol in resolving pressing issues of cooperation, economic and humanitarian spheres. We hope that the positive dynamics of the negotiations will sustain momentum. We also believe that the 5+2 format remains an instrument for achieving a comprehensive settlement. Additional platforms, which are supported by all parties concerned, can be utilized for strengthening mutual confidence on both banks of the Dniester and promoting measures conducive to conflict resolution. Arms control, including confidence and security-building measures, remain of key importance for maintaining peace and security in the entire OSCE region. Regrettably, the CFE Treaty gradually forfeits its significance as the cornerstone of European military stability and predictability. Taking this opportunity, I would like to reiterate the Ukrainian proposal to initiate a new dialogue within the OSCE aimed at elaborating fundamental principles of a future European conventional arms control. It should take into account current political and military situation. It should be free from still existing post-Cold War approaches to the arms control. And above all, It should enhance the overall security in the OSCE area and national security of each participating state, irrespective of whether it belongs to any political, military alliance or is a non-bloc state as Ukraine is. I am pleased to note that the OSCE Forum for Security Cooperation welcomed efforts to update the 1994 OSCE principles governing non-proliferation initiated by Ukraine in 2010. We hope that the work on the review and update of the principles will be successfully finalized before the next Ministerial Council meeting in Kiev. It is also crucial for the OSCE participating states to demonstrate unity of purpose and action for effectively countering transnational threats of the 21st century, such as terrorism, trafficking in human beings and drugs, cyber, and border-related crimes. Mr. Chairman, without properly addressing existing and potential challenges in economic and environmental sphere, it is impossible to promote comprehensive security and to build lasting peace and stability in the OSCE region. This notion becomes ever more relevant in the aftermath of the global economic and financial crisis with its lasting negative consequences. One specific issue that deserves a distinct place in our political dialogue within the OSCE is energy security. The topic of the next year's Economic Forum, increasing stability and security, improving the environmental footprint of energy-related activities in the OSCE region, will offer an ample opportunity to discuss energy and environmental challenges to security and to promote energy efficiency and renewable energy cooperation in the OSCE area. We see merit in the continued strengthening of the OSCE role in the field of transport. This could be reflected in promoting the development of existing and establishment of new trade and transport corridors, such as a corridor uniting Caspian, Black, and Baltic Seas. Mr. Chairman, for many years, the OSCE has elaborated an extensive acquis in the human dimension aimed at enhancing protection of human rights and fundamental freedoms. However, the main challenge remains inefficient implementation of existing commitments undertaken by the participating states. Ukraine highly welcomes the Irish chairmanship's progress in taking forward cooperation in the third dimension. We will build upon the solid work already undertaken this year and hope that on this basis and with further effort we could advance in this area. We expect constructive and non-politicized discussions next year on a wide range of humanitarian issues. We have identified fight against human trafficking, media freedom, freedom of movement, youth education on the principles of tolerance and non-discrimination, and gender equality as key areas on which the incoming chairmanship will focus next year. Constructive engagement of civil society in achieving the goals of the OSCE is essential. The Office for Democratic Institutions and Human Rights, the High Commissioner on National Minorities, and the representative of freedom of the media are institutional guardians of our organization's values and will have full support of the Ukrainian chairmanship. Mr. Chairman, let me join others in welcoming Mongolia as the 57th participating state, whose membership in the OSCE testifies to the enduring significance of the OSCE concept of comprehensive security through cooperation and dialogue. As the incumbent chair of the Mediterranean Contact Group, Ukraine also wishes to underline the need to further strengthen the political dialogue and practical activities of the OSCE with its Mediterranean partners. We are confident that continuous development of firm bonds of cooperation on both hard and soft security issues with other international organizations, including United Nations, Council of Europe, NATO, and other regional and sub-regional organizations, will strengthen our common response to the present-day challenges in all three dimensions. Ukraine wishes the OSCE to be a strong and relevant regional security organization, making full use of its unique comprehensive mandate. Transforming the OSCE into a full-fledged international organization will provide an important impetus to achieving this goal. Mr. Chairman, Ukraine is honored to assume the responsibility of the OSCE chair in office next year. I have to admit that it will be a challenging mission in view of the persistent deep differences in the organization. We will strive for constructive cooperation with all participating states to make a substantial contribution to achieving the Helsinki Plus 40 goals. The incoming Ukrainian chairmanship is committed to work in the spirit of Helsinki to maintain a balanced approach across all three dimensions and to pursue the principles and aims of this organization. We look forward to working closely with Ireland and future chairmanships of Switzerland and Serbia in carrying forward the Helsinki Plus 40 process, aimed at bringing us closer towards making a reality the vision of an OSCE security community. In conclusion, let me once again reiterate our sincere appreciation to the Irish colleagues for their help and advice as fellow members of the OSCE Troika and for their dedicated and visionary leadership. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Excellency.